Excellent connection. Hey guys, Rich here at RCINFORMER. I see Les Burnham in the house. Let's see, you guys got me live from Essex, England. Let's see what we got here, folks. Welcome to the RCINFORMER YouTube channel. Thank you all for coming once again. Let me flip onto a different page here where I can see what's happening exactly. If you guys are getting, once again, just if you guys don't mind giving me an audio and a video check, just give me a thumbs up. Make sure you guys are receiving the sound okay. I'm getting a good bar here. Just want to make sure I don't start talking about a bunch of stuff if you guys are not picking it up. So let me know if it's all looking good. I got Olson Aviation crew chief on board. And let's see. Let me get... scroll down my window a little bit. Looks like we got 13 guys watching. Awesome. And let's see. Hi from England. Let's see. Derek Jones. Hello from Grand Prairie, Texas. All right, Derek. Got Dave's Best. Cool Beans here. Good afternoon, Rich and pilots. Floppy Props and Wobbly Wheels is back. Paley Bond. Brian Chambers. How's it going? Got the thumbs up. I assume you guys are getting good audio, good video. We got 19 guys here, and we'll give a little time for guys to get on board. And eventually I'm going to get a better introduction screen to this that'll count down. But I did notice that on YouTube, I have a second computer here because I'm monitoring stuff. I did notice that on YouTube, there's already a timer. Like when you come to this page when you come to the main page before the stream starts, there's actually a timer. So that's already there. But I'm going to come up with a nicer screen to start. Let's see. Enrique, Ivan Howard's here. All good. Let's see. Brian Hamilton Hamilton is in the house. Check out Hamilton's Hangar. He's got cool stuff on his channel. He's new to RC, but doing great with it. So check him out. Let's see. How many guys we got showing up here? We're going to talk about a couple things. Mostly, guys, we're going to go into the CJ-6. And we're also going to talk about the new Flex flight stabilization system that FMS has, and kind of because it was in my plane when it arrived. So I don't even know if the Horizon, like if you buy it from Horizon or you buy it, if it's included in that. It may even not be, I've heard. So I don't really know. Mine just came with one. So anyway, I'm just going to kind of show you that because I ran into some caveats with it. It worked beautifully. It's just that I figured I'd show you guys some things and some setup with the airplane. Let's see. Nate's in the house. What's up, Rich? Can't hang long in classes. That's cool, man. Thanks for coming. Let's see. A lot of times I'm in an airport with my phone watching Guniak and Nate and some other guys. Let's see. Let's see. Paley Bond. That's so fun. What are you doing? Okay. Guys are coming on. About 20 guys, so we'll start here shortly. Future videos that are going to be coming, we're going to be showing you the NX series of radios, starting with the NX6. Okay, really nice. They're new. I haven't messed with it, so I don't want to go too much into it because I'm just starting on it. You know, I'm getting used to it myself, and I want to be able to give you guys a little bit better impression of it after using it a little bit rather than just saying, hey, get this thing, because it looks pretty cool. It's got a really nice kind of start button right here to get it going, and then you can see the screen boot up. It's pretty sharp, and we'll get to this. It has a folding antenna. It has Wi-Fi. It's just pretty nice, the new NX series. And as you get to the 8, the 10, and so forth, there's more and more features. Like this one doesn't have a knob on it, for example, this turn knob, which in the later, or the 8 and the 10, I think have that. Some have a magnetic charger back here and stuff. So, but really nice system all the way around. Has a nice card slot in the back for like a mini SD card. One of the really tiny ones. So we'll get into that in later videos. So we'll talk about this. Also, of course, we've got the FMS Atlas crawler, 6-wheel drive. We'll get into another video on that. I'm also going to get into Real Flight 9 and a big charger review. I'm getting ready to have a big charger review coming up, and I may even just do that live for everybody because now that I've used them, they're really awesome. The smart charging systems are killer. So I'm going to go over all of these things, the S150, which is actually just a $30 charger you can smart charge with, and then the 1500, 21, 1100. So I'm going to go into kind of all those in sort of a big kind of review. So who else is here? Dave's Best is here. Who else we got? Brian Chambers. Yep, he's in there. Who else we got? Nate, Paley Bond. Oh, Owen's here. Thank you for doing this. Perfect for Europe time. You're doing great work for this wonderful hobby. Owen, thank you very much. Owen, O-E-N. All right. Yeah, I'm trying to do them a little early for all the guys in Europe too, of course. So anyway, looks like we got about 20 guys here. So I'll probably start this. I don't know how many folks we're going to have this time. This is kind of an earlier one, but I wanted to really go over the CJ-6 with everybody because I got it set up. It's pre-flighted, pretty much ready to go. And I did some things on the pre-flight I wanted to talk about a little bit. So when we get out there to flying it tomorrow, because the weather's been horrible here, we're going to get right to the flying part of it. So with that, folks, I think we are going to, if everybody's here, I'm going to swap my camera again. Hopefully my camera swap coming back does work. If it doesn't, we'll just kind of leave it there. But let me swap it over to the airplane. I think you guys can probably see that now. And I'm just going to kind of head over there and we'll kind of talk about it there. And I got my chat thing actually with me on my phone, so which is cool because I can actually see everybody's comments and stuff, I think, as you guys chat. So anyway, let's see what we got here. You guys can see the airplane. I'm here with you. Give me a thumbs up if you guys got that screen okay. And we're going to go into that. Okay, I got the chat log up so I can see everybody, which is good. So I have a list of things. I actually made a whole bunch of notes and things on the airplane and some of the things to show y'all with this thing. So got it set up once again. It's ready to go. And let me lower the volume there because it's actually talking to me. I don't need that. All right, here we go. It's actually Oscar Eric Gren, I guess. I'm not sure if the N's pronounced, but yeah, gotcha. We're going to call you Owen because it's easy. That works okay. All right, guys. So we've got the airplane here. Show you guys a few things about it and some of the things that I noticed. Right after setting it up, because we're going to have this out flying tomorrow, we'll hopefully have videos for you guys on the weekend about this whole thing, flying and everything. Same with the Corsair. We're going to get them both out there. One of the first things I did was center up my controls. Everything's all centered. Everything's centered real nicely. Ailerons, rudder. I had to twist some of the linkages just a little bit, but it all centered up like the original, and I used that. A couple changes I made to mine, just small, really, really small stuff, is, for example, the ailerons. The hole that I used, and when I flew the original, the ailerons here were, and I'll see if I can zoom in on this for everybody right here. The ailerons were really sensitive, if I remember correctly. So if you want them more sensitive, you can go with it, but I moved this down, like to the second to innermost hole. And that gave us just the right deflection for this thing, if I remember correctly, in the original plane. So, and then the elevator, same kind of thing. I'm going to go back to the elevator so you guys can see that. This one, same deal. You can see that's the setup, and I may talk about that a little during the flight, but I'm just trying to show you all now. If you go in to the second innermost hole right there, that gives you the right amount of throw for this plane, so you're not over controlling it. So this is sort of the, the pre-flight setup of the whole thing that I used for everything. Also, something I didn't talk about really too much in the actual, assembly video we did. So if you guys want to check it out, check that out, is actually the Pitot. Not a big deal on this, but there was something I did notice about it. I'm going to flip it around and show you. The Pitot tube here, just literally, and I'm going to try and zoom in on this as best I can for everybody. I'm using a higher end camera this time, folks, too, so because I'm trying to give you guys the good detail on it. You can see here that really all you do when you plug this in, and you can put it anywhere along here, it's really meant to be about in the center. I put mine probably a little farther out. I probably should have put it a little closer in, but here, let me see if I can angle a little better. But really, all this thing does, let me back out on the zoom a little bit. Let me go wider with it. All you really need to do with this thing is just insert it. It has a, I didn't glue mine in yet. It has a really, really, really pointy edge on it, which I'll show you here. Okay, mine, what ended up happening was, and this is what I want to let everybody know, is you literally just stick this thing in the wing. All you do is just take this thing and just kind of find the right place. And it probably should have been a little farther in. Just press it in and, sight it from the side, sight it from the top, and make sure it's parallel with the fuselage. And then when you get done, pull this out, put a little probably foam tack on there. They say CA, but foam tack's better just because it's softer, or contact cement. And then put it in there and it's good to go. But here's what you got to watch out for. There is right here Let me zoom up a little bit here. Let me tilt my camera just a bit. There is right here a wire running right through here, okay, for your wing light, and you can potentially puncture that, okay, with the point. And this is pretty pointy, so what it was really intended, I think, to be was a little farther down here where there's actually a little detent right here. So I put it maybe in the wrong place, but it doesn't matter. You can put it where you like. And I think it was intended to go there, but the farther this way you go, the farther you go towards the center line of the fuselage, the less likely you are to puncture that. But I found that when I was putting it in all the way over here, it was actually stopping part of the way in because it was actually, I think, just striking this wire right here. So what I ended up doing, instead of repunching a hole, I literally took some pliers and cut a couple millimeters off the end of this. I re-pencil sharpened the end of this and then just stuck it right back in. And then I'll glue that in. So just be cautious. The takeaway here is be cautious of this wire right here, okay? Don't puncture this wire because you could cause a short or something with this. Again, that's just something that I noticed, you know, from getting this together, so just kind of be cautious with it. It's just a Pitot tube, so, you know, it's not that huge of a deal overall. But just be careful getting that thing together. So let's see what else I got on my list to show you guys about this thing. We talked about the control center, Pitot install, CG. CG is a big deal on this plane. It seems to fly perfectly, actually. Like when I did the original one years ago, it seems to fly perfectly with, like you see, the 2200 4 cell pack here, right there. And in fact, you can fly a wider battery if you want, or a longer one, 3200 or 3000, 26, whatever. But they didn't make the straps quite so wide. I wish they made the slots a little wider so you can kind of get this thing, you know, the straps don't come up from under the battery, but it flies perfectly right here from what I remember. And the CG, which I'm going to show you right here, seems to be perfect. A lot of times I put CG marks on my planes, but this seam right here is right about at 70 millimeters. Here, I'll grab a little ruler here, and let's put this right here. If you put your ruler right here, right at about 70 is where that mark is, and that's what they call for, and that's right at the leading edge of the wing there. So you can use this mark as your CG reference line. It should be there, or maybe a little hair forward, and we'll talk about that during the flight, but you can see I have my battery as far forward as I can get it, where I could put it under both straps. You can even go farther forward if you want to and just put it under one strap and you'll be fine. And actually, there is another strap slot right here. So if you need to pull this strap, put it in the middle slot, like move it forward a little bit. You'll have two straps holding it farther forward if you have to go with the CG. And then vice versa, it all comes back. So, and that's really it. Also, you can see the battery compartment area. In fact, I'm going to lift my camera up and show you how this thing looks. I'll try and keep this as stabilized here as I can. I got my stabilizer on. This is the cockpit setup right here, or the battery compartment setup, just to show everybody. Everything fit in there really nice. You can see I put my receiver here, which I changed to a 7-channel from a 6, like I did in the build guide, and I'll explain that why here in a second. And then you can see here, you can set it up however you want. This is just how I did it. I Velcroed this thing to the wall in there, and it fits in there perfectly. And then this wire runs along here, and then with some 3M blender, just taped it down. The most important thing is just to have that last end of the wire right here, the last like 1.5 inches. That's the actual receiving end of the wire. So you have to really make sure that part is straight every time you do this kind of thing. So, and then the other one I just ran right across here, just right here. And you can see that's nicely taped down. So they're 90 degrees to each other. Again, that minimizes chance of signal loss. And then there wasn't a lot of place for the wires here. So, you know, I just bundled them together, you know, as best as I could here. And then there's our reflex in there and all our wiring. So I took the wiring, I taped it down here, okay, and got it out of the way, because the reflex is already glued in there. The only downside of them gluing that thing in there, and again, this Reflex 2 system, I don't know if this comes from Horizon Hobby. I don't know if this is coming with all the airplanes, but it was in mine when I got it kind of from the factory. So because I figured I'd just talk about it a little bit. Whether it comes with it or not, you probably have to ask Horizon. I don't really know. The only downside about the way that they did this thing is they put your plugs. There's a plug on the side here for updates. You can't get to those unless you pry this thing out, and it's glued in. So You can pull it out and then update, but I think the latest version of whatever the software is in there is already in there. So I did tape down this right here. I taped this down here. I taped this wire down here because I didn't want, and I taped these wires. You can see I got everything away from that reflex because that is a stabilizer. And if you have anything bumping, even though it's fixed to the fuselage, anything bumping up against it or that can move it can cause erroneous kind of flight control. So isolate it, get everything away from it, tape everything, regardless of what stabilizer you got in your plane, just kind of, keep everything off of it. And that's what I did. You can see it's a nice clean installation. There's plenty of room in there for everything. My little Velcro battery floor, not Velcro, but my shelf liner battery floor is working just great. And then there's plenty of room up front. And then, of course, with the smart batteries, it plugs in perfectly with, they gave us an XT60. So, and of course, the IC3 plugs in there perfectly. I did take the speed controller and I kind of angled it and got it way up front. So I just wanted to get it out of the way from this area, but you don't have to. I just figured a little more weight up front, better CG, that kind of thing. So that's the battery compartment layout and all that stuff. So let me see your questions, guys. I'm going to kind of get to the, let me see if anybody's got any questions thus far. If you guys want to throw stuff at me, let me kind of look back and see what we all have here. Let's see what we got. If you guys got anything, feel free to throw it at me, and we'll see what, see if I can answer anything. I'm looking on the chat log here, and let's see what we got. I'm just going to walk away for 1 second, folks. I'm still here, and let's see. Later, Rich, lunch is over. Olson Aviation, gotcha. I understand. Just got an Avanti from Hobby Zone, and it came with a reflex gyro. Oh, and it did come with a reflex. Okay, so floppy props and wobbly wheels. Just got Avanti from Hobby Zone, and it come with a reflex gyro. Okay, good. Good to know. If you guys get them, coming with them, let me know. Let me know if you guys are getting them in there. I'd like to know where it's coming with. So anyway, let's power this up, and we'll talk about a couple things. We may have a little audio interference when I power this darn thing up. So, because sometimes it interferes with the microphone, turning the 2.4 gigahertz on, believe it or not, but it does. So let's throw this on, get my radio going, and let's see, I'll power this up. We'll get it going. All right. And that is it. We are ready to fly. You want to get this thing level, and what you're going to have is the ailerons will cycle 3 times, and the elevator will cycle 3 times. That's how you know the thing is booted up, is that you'll get that cycle. It's similar to other flight stabilizers, but it is a little bit different. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do that again, so hopefully you guys can see that. In fact, I'm going to get a little closer on this thing so you can see the aileron, and you guys can see the elevator here. Let me do that one more time. I'm going to unplug. I'm going to leave the airplane level, and that's all you got to do is keep the airplane level to get it all stabilized or get it booted up. So I'll plug this in and watch the ailerons and watch the elevator. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So, and that's how it does it. It's just ailerons and elevators. It's all in the instructions as well. It talks about all of these things in there. And the nice thing is, what I really like about this stabilization system, I haven't flown it yet, and again, we'll get it out there, is that you can assign it to a switch. So it already defaults to this switch right here. And you actually have to plug it into an open channel, which I'll show you. So the nice thing about it is, the stabilizer, is that you can turn it off. So if you go to the middle position, there's absolutely no stabilization. It's off. And I really kind of like the idea of being able to do that. I usually fly most of my planes without any stabilizers in them, except for the Horizon stuff, because the Horizon stuff has all that stabilization built in. It's very nice. Yeah, but you can't turn it off unless you do some wicked programming. Here you can, and this is nice because your middle position is off. When you go up, that's your wing leveling mode. So you can see your aileron deflecting right here. I think you guys can see that. Here, let's see. Let me go wide on it again so we can see that a little better. Let's see if I can go up with it. You can see your aileron deflecting, and you can see from here, let me zoom in a little bit. you can see it's fully deflected right here. It's trying to level the airplane. So as the airplane comes level, it goes back to kind of neutral. So your upper position right here is your wing leveling mode. So that's your wing level and your pitch level. So it'll recover from anything. If you want to look at something like SAFE Select or SAFE mode, that's what it is. It's basically your SAFE mode, your wing leveling. So that's SAFE mode, wing leveling. Middle is off, and then down is basically stabilization. So your ailerons will stabilize, your elevator, your rudder, all three axes will stabilize, but it won't wing level. Okay, it'll just correct for wind and all that kind of stuff. So what a nice system here that you have. Okay, with a 3-position switch. Now here's how you assign it. And this was the funny thing. It was in the manual that I had to read kind of into this thing. and here's what I saw here is that you got to look at this note. There's a couple different ways to set this thing up, and I'm trying to remember where that exact note was. Oh, it says right here, if you're using a 4-channel transmitter, which I think basically means you don't have a spare channel. I don't think it means 4-channel. I think it just means if you don't have a spare channel. It says select between flight modes by plugging into gyro input port, I think. I don't know exactly what that means. Again, this is kind of translated from Chinglish. It says the flight controller operates under stabilized mode by default, because there's actually 3 modes on this thing. And it shows you right here 3 modes. There's stabilized, optimized, and off. We know that off is in the middle. Optimized, funny enough, is really just stabilized, where stabilized is actually like wing and pitch leveling. I don't know why they termed it that way, but that's kind of what it is. So the way you set this up, and I'm going to take my camera over here, it's very interesting how they did this. And this is the reason why I changed over from a 6-channel like I did. I had a 6-channel radio that I was using, or 6-channel receiver that I was using when we first set this up, but I went to a 7, and here's why. If you only use a 6-channel radio with this stabilizer, you can't switch your stabilizer on and off. It just stays in actually the optimized mode, which actually stabilizes the airplane. So it's like having an AS3X, I guess. But what it is it's this wire right here on the end. Let me get to it. Sorry, the camera's off of it. Where it says S-bus PPM mode. That is a wire that comes off of the stabilizer. I'm trying to remember which one it came off of. Oh, here it is. It comes off of this right here where it says S-bus PPM mode and mode. I think what it is mode. So anyway, bottom line is that wire has to plug into the open channel, okay, that you want to use to switch this thing. If you have a 2-position switch, if you have a transmitter that only has a 2-position switch open for you to use, I think you only get optimized and stabilized mode. Okay, again, optimized meaning that it corrects for wind, stabilized meaning that it does everything, pitch and roll, leveling. If you have a 3-position switch, then you can assign then you can go ahead and you can assign whatever switch you want to it, but you can now turn it off too. So that's why I went from the original 6-channel that I installed in here in the build video and the assembly setup and all that kind of stuff. And that's why I switched from the 6 to the 7, because I didn't have the stabilizer on-off function, switchable mode, because I didn't have a switch for it. So now you can use a 6-channel for the airplane, not a problem, and you'll have stabilization if you have the stabilizer in here. You just won't be able to switch it. It will default to just stabilized mode, and that's okay. So the only other caveat to this thing is that I almost went to an 8-channel, okay, where I could have actually taken my trim knob, if you guys remember, for the nose wheel, and set that thing up so it will so I can actually steer it with a knob, and just like I talked about before, you would need an 8-channel to do that. The problem I ran into that though is if I want 8-channel, then your nose wheel steering, your actual nose wheel is actually not stabilized along with the stabilization. Now I think there's a function in there that you could activate that with, but you really only need 7 channels or 6 channels really, because when you're rolling down the runway with the stabilization, it helps steer the airplane on the runway. So it's pretty nice actually. And that's kind of the difference between using a 6, a 7, or an 8 channel receiver with this thing. I would recommend just using 7 because the nose wheel, in this case, the nose wheel and the rudder are wired together and they're stabilizing the airplane in yaw. So it works really well. So, and you know, I think for setting this up, I think that's it. One of the cool features about this, which I again haven't flown with it yet, but one of the features that's cool about this unit here, this Reflex version 2, is that from FMS you can actually download the file for the specific airplane. So because this stabilizer is already installed in this airplane, you know, from the factory, all the gains have been set for this particular airplane, the CJ-6. But if you buy one of these stabilizers or you get one that comes in a Corsair or something else, the gains are set for that airplane. So, but if you buy one of these reflexes and just put it in any airplane, you can download the file and you can plug it in. Hang on, I'm going to move the camera. Sorry, guys. You can plug it in via this provided, and you can use any USB. I think it's a USB-C cable that they give you with this. You can plug this into there and do a firmware or do an update, which will put all the gains in there that are appropriate to the airplane you're flying. So it's really nice. FMS is going to have a file for the Corsair, the Rafale, the Beaver, pretty much airplane that they make. So if you put a reflex in it, you'll be able to, you don't have to mess around with setting the gains too much yourself. You can use a kind of programmed gain program, okay, file that will you know, that will be appropriate to the airplane that they've already tested out, and it works. So now you notice the flashing light in there. That tells you what mode you're on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip the switch to show you what it looks like. Right here, I've got the yellow and black switch, my E switch. That is actually my gain or my mode adjustment switch. So you'll see here right now it's at the bottom, okay, and the light is flashing. If I go to the middle position, which turns the stabilizer off, you can see it's a slow flash. So we had a fast flash while it's in the stabilized mode, and I'll put it back there. It's flashing quickly again. Again, the middle, here we go again, slow. And then if I go up, okay, into the fully kind of wing and pitch leveling mode, you can see it goes solid. And that's how you can tell on this thing. It's nice to have a light on there to tell you what the heck it's doing. It's really pretty cool. And then you can go up here to the aileron, you can see it is trying to level our wing. And since I'm in a bank and I'm going into more bank, you can see it has even more deflection. As I roll the airplane level, that deflection goes out of it until it's level. And if I roll the other way, it starts moving the aileron the other direction so that's how you can tell whether you're in wing leveling mode or optimized mode. And again, I think they named them wrong. So, and just to clarify, if I can, clear as mud here probably. Let me put this thing down. Let me put my my camera down here on a table so I can show y'all. Just to kind of clarify this, and I'm using a sharper camera this time. I used my cell phone for the last Corsair video we did. But just to kind of clarify, again, there's 3 flight modes on this thing. Stabilized, optimized, or off. And off being in the middle is what it is. So the stabilized mode is actually full wing leveling and pitch leveling. Off is off, of course. And then the optimized mode adjusts for wind gusts and crosswinds and all kinds of stuff. So optimized is probably what most people are going to be using. You can turn it off, and then if you really want full-on pitch and leveling mode, you're going to go into pitch and roll leveling mode. You'll use the stabilized mode, and that's really it, folks. I'll put this up for 1 second, so if somebody needs to kind of freeze the frame here and zoom in on it, that'll give you all the instructions for it. They were a little cryptic, and I had to really read into this. But if anybody wants to freeze the frame, hopefully you guys can read it if the resolution is good enough. There's 2 ways to connect this thing. There's one through S-Bus. Okay, obviously I didn't do that. I connected mine this way. So if you reference the building guide or the building video we did, I just put everything together like that. and it shows here the S-bus PPM PWM input line, okay, as the one that you plug into your open channel, okay, to switch it, to be able to switch the thing on, off, stabilized, optimized, all that kind of stuff. So, and then of course, there's a little note down here where it shows gyro LED on is stabilized. That's the up position. Gyro LED flashes slowly, that's gyro off, that's the middle position of the knob, of the button. And then gyro LED flashes rapidly, that's optimized, and that's down, that's the default. So, and again, all you have to do is go into your radio menu to select which switch you want that to be. So it's pretty simple to do. And I think that's about it. There's a couple other setup items maybe I can probably talk about here. In fact, I'll go into real quick my dual rate and expo. These are my starting points. Okay, for my aileron, I have that on one switch. That switch is this one here. So in full, I've got 125%. Medium, I've got 100. Low, I've got 80. I copied these actually from my old CJ-6, and they work perfect. Same airframe and everything, so they should work well. Again, we'll show that in the flight video when we get to it. And then let's see, we'll go to the elevator. Let's see what we got. Same kind of deal, except the up position I have 100, medium is 100, and then in the low I got 70. So I only had two rates for that, 100 and 170. So, and that's really it. So, and I think that's actually the last thing here. Let's talk about this flaps. I set the flaps up like my old one too, and again we'll talk about that during the flight. Make sure everything looks good. That's what I have set up for flaps. You don't have to really look at these too much, okay? There's only one flap on the airplane in the center, but what you want to look at is the 5% and the 10%. That seemed to work well for me. We'll talk about that. I used 2 seconds on the speed. And then here, let's flip up and we'll look at the flap. You guys can see the flap under there. Let me turn the stabilizer off. You can see the flap area on the underside here. I can probably zoom in on that just a little bit more. I'll drop the flaps here so we can kind of see that come down. That's one setting of flaps. I think it was like 12 or 13 millimeters. I can't remember. And then you go down and it's a little more, 20 something or whatever. And that's it, just a single flap. This plane doesn't really need the flaps to land. It'll land without them. Not a big deal at all. But I took the old settings from my old airplane and took a look at those, and that seems to work real well. And guys, that's about it for the setup. We're going to get it out tomorrow and demo it for everybody, and hopefully by the weekend or on the weekend or after or mid-weekend or something, we'll have all the film shot of these, and we can put some of these things up for you guys. So really nice airplane, real impressive coming from FMS. Quick tour of the lights. You can see how nice the flashing wingtip lights are. Those are all new. The older one didn't have these. So, and then you can see here the landing light, super bright. Somebody's calling me. I will decline that. Somebody's always calling me when I'm doing something. But nice bright landing light, very cool. You got your other wing light. Once again, we'll get in on there. And look how bright that is. And then there is a belly light as well that's pretty sharp. So they really lighted this up. The original version did not have these lights on it. So this thing has just a full complement of lights. Really cool. Also, I dig this prop and spinner. Let me get a close-up on that so you guys can see that. A little more detail with this camera, folks, you guys can see. But very sharp, very nice the way they have it set up. And very scale. So again, we went from a 3-cell airplane with a 3-bladed propeller to a 4-cell airplane with a 2-bladed propeller now. So that's what we have for the CJ-6. So I think that's it, guys, for the setup. I'm going to throw this thing back on the table here so we can all kind of just chatter for a little bit. And that's the crux of this whole, pretty much this video. Let me bring this thing back. We have 51 guys watching. Really good. I appreciate all that, guys, for you guys coming and checking this out. Let me bring this back to the other table real fast, and I'll grab my radio for it. I got my safety on, so I know we're not going to go flying away here. Let me switch give me 2 seconds here, folks. I'll switch my camera back real fast, and let's see if it'll switch back. Last time, if you guys were here, remember it didn't transition back. Let's see. You guys got me okay? Give me a thumbs up. It looks like it transitioned this time. I don't know what happened. I think maybe my camera timed out or something last time, but it wouldn't switch back. It gave a freeze frame from before when I even started before I even started actually talking to everybody. So One thing I do want to note, I'm going to reiterate again that Floppy Props and Wobbly Wheels said, he said he just got a Avanti from Hobby Zone. My cat's walking around down here. And it did come with a reflex gyro. So apparently these reflex 2s, I guess, are showing up in the airplane. So it seems to be a nice system. I will let you guys know tomorrow. We're going to do some flight demos on this airplane. We're going to do flight demos on the new Corsair, and I'll show you all that stuff in there. We'll see how well the stabilizer works. So let's see. Dave Best, everything's going great so far. Paul Kren, hello from Austria. Paul's back again. Do you like the Paul says, do you like the FMS ASW17? I think it's the nicest foam glider I think I've seen. There's plenty of really nice ones out there, but it has such a nice fit and finish to it. The glide ratio is awesome. You can fly all day long. It has that beautiful aluminum spar block in the center to join the two composite metal spars together, so it's really rigid. Lots of carbon spar throughout it, so the whole thing is really, the whole thing's rigid. Even spars going through the fuselage as well. And then you just snap the thing together. There's no screws, no glue, nothing. So I think that ASW17 is an airplane that I will just keep until it's maybe outdated or something. I will have it at events and air shows. It'll go with me to most general events I go to because it's just that great of an airplane. It's really awesome. And you only need a 2200 pack. So, and it gets up there, it glides incredible compared to especially what is it? The Fox glider, the FMS 3-meter Fox glider. That plane is a cool sport glider, but it doesn't have quite the ratio that the ASW17 has. The fit and finish on the ASW17 is awesome. Like I said, best foam glider I've ever seen. It's very high end. That nice plastic leading edge on the wing that runs the full length is just out of this world. So yes, do I like it? Yeah, it's killer. Highly recommend getting one of those. You will not go wrong with that. Owen says, maiden tomorrow. Yes, we're going to have this out there. Again, we'll have the Corsair out there. Let's see. Hello. It says, looked on Horizon. They don't sell the Reflex 2. Where do you get it? Yeah, good question. That's Lee Davidson's hangar. Check it out at FMS Model. I hear FMS Model's online again. They're operating. I don't know enough about it. Like I said, when this came in for me to show to you guys, I really didn't know anything about the gyro, the stabilizer, but it was in there, and I said, okay, what is this thing? And then I got a manual, which came with it and from the factory, and I said, oh, okay. So I read up on it, set it up. It's really nice. I like what I like about it, I think, over other stabilizers so far that I know of, because I don't use a lot of stabilizers, so maybe I'm speaking wrong here, but you can turn it off. I like the middle. You have a 3-position switch. You put it in the middle, you can turn it off. I love that because I don't really fly with gyros much, and sometimes I like to just have it off if I can. But don't get me wrong, stabilization's nice, but it's good to stick and rudder the plane without all that stuff too. So, but FMSmodel.com. I mean, check it out there. They should have it there. I don't know if Horizon will have it or not. I really don't know. Did the chap stop, or is it the end? No, it didn't. Let's see. No, did you guys getting still hearing me okay? I don't see anything that stopped anywhere. I got an excellent connection, it says. So still got 48 guys here. So let me answer some other questions here. Lionel Randall's here, but he deleted a message. Lee Davidson, okay, got that. My P-47 needs one, yeah. Again, FMS is going to have a file, okay, for every airplane that they have. So if you get one of these stabilizers, apparently, put it in any of your FMS planes, there is a pre-programmed file to put that you can download to it, so you don't have to mess with the gains yourself. You'll already have ones that are set up for that plane. Sergio Morales from Corpus Christi, Texas. He says, hello, thank you for coming. Sergio, appreciate it. Wilson White Owl, looks good, Rich. Didn't freeze this time. Very good. Yes, I know. It's probably because we went like 3 hours or something last time. Maybe the camera just defaulted to shutting off. It's the same camera. It's connected the same way. Unplugging it last time didn't help, but it seems to be working okay here. So what I am going to do, somebody tell me if you guys are getting any audio interference or any crackling or anything in your audio, because sometimes when I turn this on with my microphone, we get some crackling and stuff. So Somebody comment and let me know if you're getting any of that static or not. So I noticed it in the last stream we got. So and it seems to be interference from the radio and the microphone system. So sometimes these things just don't jive together all that well. So let's see. What do we got? Mike Bird. Hey, Rich. Mike from England. Mike, glad you're here. Appreciate it. Mike's a regular. Appreciate you coming. Mike says, got the reflex gyro in my FMS BA Hawk. Works great. Okay, good. That's the first report I've got of how well it works. So, and I'll let you guys know in the flight demo tomorrow. You do so good with your videos and live streams. Keep up the good work. That's from TT. Yeah, I appreciate it. Trying to give you guys the stuff that you don't get elsewhere, because I've seen so many live streams everywhere, and there's a lot of great ones out there. There's also a lot of them where I look at it and I'm like, I'm just not getting what I want to get out of this. There's not enough close in detail. So I'm using multiple cameras, more high-end cameras, trying to get it close on there. So it's a little rough when I'm bumping the camera around or moving it, but I can get you the detail that I want to show you. So appreciate you saying that. Let's see. Enrique Ivan Howard says, I have used Reflex version 1 on the Ranger 1800mm, and it flies very stable in high wind situations. Yeah, so there is a version 1, but there's the version 2 now. So that's the latest and greatest one. Lee Davidson's Hangar. What is the difference between version 1 and version 2 Reflex? Honestly, I don't know. The new one is, the version 2 is just the newest. I wish I could tell you more about it. Because again, when it showed up with this last week, I was surprised. I didn't know it was even going to be in there. I didn't know FMS even put it out there. So it was in there, and I just, sometimes you get that surprise, and it's good. It seems cool. So again, I'll let you guys know tomorrow when I get to flying it. Mike Bird says FMS and Banggood, so maybe you can get them at Banggood too. If you guys use my Banggood link down below, or my Horizon link, or any of the links in any of my videos, if you guys use that link to get to the website, whatever it may be, whether it's Horizon or Banggood, I have all three of those links, and Hobby Zone and my Amazon store. If you guys click on my links, it takes you to the store, and you buy any of these items or anything, that supports our channel free of charge to you guys. Doesn't cost you a dime. So I'm pushing that actually more than super chats, because I know sometimes guys do super chats and other stuff, and I'd prefer you guys to keep your money. Get yourself a great airplane. I'm here to be a free channel for you guys. I want to show you guys all this stuff, see you guys at air shows, talk with you, show you the things I'm finding with these airplanes, so it benefits you guys. And you guys can benefit me just by using my links to buy stuff, and that supports the channel. So we appreciate it. And it's free for you guys. Again, that's why I like it so much, because you guys can support the channel, and it doesn't cost you a dime. It's just awesome the way that works out. Let's see. Good connection, Rich. It's all good, Rich. Got thumbs up. Okay, so you guys are still getting good sound. Yeah, a little crackling is not bad, but how would this do in the 1.5 meter Mustang? Probably fantastic. Now, I'm going to have videos of this too. I've already filmed the heck out of this. I did an unbox film in here. I got to edit and put together. I would have done it live, but I wasn't doing live at the time. So, but I'm going to have videos of this out very soon, folks. I've already filmed this a lot, so I'm going to give you some good detail on the Mustang. Awesome airplane, by the way, by E-flite, so in Horizon. So we'll get that out to you here too soon. It's editing, guys. The thing, I'm starting to do live shows more now for you guys, because it actually cuts down. It's nice because I get to talk to you. You guys get to ask questions, but it also cuts down on my time to edit. The hard part is me finding the time to actually set it up and do it, but it takes a lot to edit videos. That's very, very time consuming. So, and live is cool because you guys like to come watch and we can talk, and it's kind of nice to do all that. So, but I will have a more scripted video of the Mustang here coming soon. So yes, it would do good in the 1.5 meter Mustang, but if you get this with AS3X already, bind and fly, it's got the AS3X in there already, so you wouldn't need it. TT says, sounds good, no problems. I've had noticed since joining the stream. Okay, sounds good. Rich, hi, can we ask FMS, is there any BF109 K4 1700 millimeter in the future? Honestly, I don't know. I'd love to see one. I'd like to see a whole line of 1700 millimeter warbirds. I'd love to see a P40 Flying Tiger in 1700 millimeter, even though the FMS, 1400 millimeter is awesome. I'd love to see all 1700 millimeter warbirds from FMS, all of them. Especially the German stuff, I think would be really cool as well. So Okay, we got 50. We had 61 guys watching here a little while ago. We're at 57 now, so I really appreciate you guys coming. Mike Bird, V2, you can download the files for the planes. Mike Bird saying, I think that what he's trying to say is that's the difference. The version 2 of the Reflex system lets you download files. That's the beauty of it. It's not specific to that plane. You can put it in another plane, download a new file, and you've got now new gains set for everything to fly that plane perfectly. So thanks for that, Mike. Let's see. Michael Lane's here. He said, I may have missed it, but does the Reflex work with any receiver? Yeah, it's supposed to. I've only had it in this one. But yeah, it's supposed to work with anything. Futaba. It's supposed to work with Spektrum, just anything you got. Let's see. V2 is more stable. I have no turbulence interference. Okay, so someone's saying it's V2 is more stable. I have had no turbulence interference. I'm not sure who that is. Zane plays. Okay. Let's see. Cool. Thanks. Wilson White Owl. Snowing today, so no flying today, Rich. There could be flying if you get the E-flite EC 1500 twin airplane because it has skis on it. In fact, yeah. Actually, I've got my skis back here. So there are some planes with skis. Actually, you know what's a really good plane to fly in the snow that you could get? And I don't know if you have this. This is for anybody, but Wilson White Owl. If you look at the FMS Kingfisher, the Kingfisher from FMS, I still got to do a video. I actually have 1 or 2 videos of some other guys flying it, but the FMS Kingfisher comes with big Tundra tires. It comes with floats, and I'm pretty sure it comes with skis. And it's a great flying model. I mean, it's land, sea, and snow. I mean, you can really fly it anywhere. So check out the Kingfisher. If you got snow outside, that's your airplane. That's what I would take a look at. Let's see. KCC, hey, Rich, looking forward to the flight of the Corsair 1700 millimeter. Yeah, I've been waiting all week. I would have had it out. I would have had videos up for you guys already. It's just been windy and rainy down here in Florida. It's just been a mess outside. So I can fly in wind, but the plane just doesn't show off well because you're fighting it the whole time and you're doing hard land. You got to sort of see it in a static environment with lighter winds. I mean, yeah, I usually do. I'll do windy flight demos for everybody so you can see how it operates in the wind. But it's better to see it when it's lighter wind or no wind or just a steady headwind or something. It just gives you a better feel of the airplane. You can see really how slow it goes because we don't really slow it down too much when it's gusty and stuff because we don't want to wreck it. So it's supposed to be better tomorrow. So tomorrow's the day we got set to go out and film all this stuff and show it to everybody. So, and we may even do a live broadcast around noontime, 1, 2 or something from the flying field with the airplane. So check in just to say hi to you guys. It won't be anything real long, but we'll film them and get everything out for everybody. So let's see what we got. Floppy props, wobbly wheels, Michael. Yeah, okay. Now let's see. Just got the 1600 millimeter P-47 Star Max. That sounds like an older plane, but think it's really made by FMS. Honestly, I have no idea. It's a 10S plane. I'll have to see the. Hey, Lee Davidson's hangar. If you can send me a link for that, I'd love to see that. Where'd you get that? I never heard of that. Mike Elena, 1700 millimeter would be great. Like I keep telling everybody, I'd love to see FMS do a full line of 1700 millimeter birds. I just would really, I love the 1700 millimeter series. And the very next comment that I was actually going to say that Robert Vanderweil said, the F7F is the best. Yeah, it is. The FMS F7F is just the finest foam warbird made. I can recommend it to anybody. It's easy to fly. It's tricycle gear. It's got 2 engines. It flies great slow, flies great fast. Best landing gear in the business. Best riveting detail. So, and in fact, I'm going to get up here for one second because I'm going to show you guys. I always have it up here. This one is actually one I got to get going up here, but there's the Tiger Cat right there. It's awesome. I always have that up on that rafter there, and I have about 4 of them. So you can never have too many Tiger Cats, you know. So yeah, the F7F, the FMS F7F, finest EPO warbird made. Period. End of story. So if I could have only one airplane, it would be the FMS F7F. So, because we could fly it in wind, it's kind of heavy. I think it's about 12 pounds. So you can fly it in wind, and it's okay. It doesn't need a stabilizer. You can put one on if you want, but doesn't need it. It's got a big dihedral and everything. Let's see what else we got. Same here in Wisconsin, but colder. Dale, RB Senior. Yep. Again, FMS Kingfisher. Big Tundra wheels, floats, and yes, skis for you guys. Skis for you guys who are flying in snow. So I don't have snow, so otherwise I'd love to fly. Maybe if I get us some cold place sometime, I'd love to fly on. I've never actually flown on snow with skis. I don't know what it's like. So I'd love to do it, but yeah, I can't say enough good things about that FMS Kingfisher. Let's see, Pontiac F. He ever won, just got in. Not sure what that means. Used from my local hobby shop. Wilson Whiteowl says, let's see, your lake is still open, so I-5 carries over medium. Okay. All right. Let's see. How many guys we got watching? We got 56. Appreciate it, guys. I want to thank everyone, for coming and showing up. If you guys got questions, just throw them out. We'll stay on for a little longer, as long as, guys are still here and everything. And, but lots of new stuff coming, so be sure to stay tuned. I'm dying to get the, where did I put that darn thing? Let me get under here. I'm really dying to show you this Atlas. It's not going to take me long to show it to you, but we'll get it out. It's very cool. FMS is making all sorts of cars and stuff. And you can see right here, I'll give you a sneak peek. I'm not going to go into too much detail because I want to save it for another show, really. But it's really nice how they have these things set up. In fact, you know what? I'll just come by the camera and show everybody. It's pretty slick the way FMS is making these things. It's a 6-wheel drive car, all-wheel drive. I mean, it's really neat. And they're making their cars. I'm not really a car guy, but I found I'm liking the crawlers and how nice, how nice they drive in mud and dirt and stuff and over terrain. But they always come in this really slick. It's like an EPO textured finish type box to put it in. And this is how you can transport it too. So you can pry this open and store it in here. They're really nice boxes. And then everything is in here nice and compact. So I'll go into this in more detail later because I haven't really even gotten it out enough. I think the spare tire, I think it actually works. It's rubbery. And then it's a nice storage container for the car. And look at the detail on that darn thing. Holy smokes. Look at all the drive axles under there and universal joints. And it's just technically just an awesome machine the way that FMS is making these things. Actually, let me turn this around. Let me get it so I can kind of hold it up to the camera better. But it's really slick. They're making some. You guys can get these at Horizon too. Just you can click on my link, go to Horizon, look up FMS Atlas crawler, and I'm pretty sure. Yeah, see the wiring in the back. It's got lights in the back, so it's got tail lights up in the front. It's got it's got headlights too. And it's really cool. I think this is either a 2 or 3 cell. I hadn't messed with it. It's got these nice metal kind of pipe things around the exhaust or whatever, diffusers, but it's very cool. The universal joints. I mean, just the detail on this thing is so cool. I don't know if that's focusing, guys, but it's real impressive how they're making these things. And the best of all, when I go to air shows and events and fly, my kids drive these around. They love it. It gives them something to do while we're there. And, and then here's your controller in 2 pieces and stuff. You got to put batteries and all. But we'll get into this more detail. I don't want to go. This is kind of nice. It's got a wrench right here, and it's got tools. It's got extra springs for the suspension. But very impressive, guys. You guys can get these at Banggood. You guys can get these at Horizon. Like I said, if you guys use my link, it does support the channel. But you can see how nice of a setup this thing is. They got a nice little FMS label on there and stuff. So really cool how these come packaged and stuff. And it's even labeled there. Look at that. Look how nice that is. FMS or Atlas 6x6. Ready to run. So very cool. You just need your own LiPo battery, and you need your own LiPo, and you need your own double A's. I think it's double A's. I'm not sure, for the transmitter. So just like we did the MB scaler, we'll be showing you guys this. And I'm just liking these things. They're so nice. When we go to flying events, long ones, especially like the Joe Nall stuff, we'll be going to the Imperial Wesley Miller Mary Boozer RC And in fact, we're going to go to this one in 2 days. Let me see if I have, I don't know if I have this. Oh, yeah, maybe I do. Let me see if I can oh, I do have this one over here. We're going to this. I think we're going to this on Saturday, unless something bad happens. This Osceola event. So October 24th, Osceola Flyers. There's the flyer for you. Check it out. We'll be there. And then, of course, the Mary Boozer event. Check it out at Mary Boozer RC, because Wesley's got that there. And that will be, we're going to be there with the cars. But what I was getting at is when we go to events that are like kind of longer, we got the kids with us, we take all the cars, the MB Scalar, all these. So if you guys come out, you guys can check out all our cars, because we bring them to everything. Everything we got, we take pretty much, as long as it's, at least a reasonably lengthy event. So let me see if I can get rid of that real quick. But yeah, be sure to be there, folks, or check that out. Let's see. We got some other questions that just popped up. Have you ever had a gear up landing? Yes. That's what flying off snow is like. Okay. Dale Harvey Cedar says, oh, well, let me go back. Oh, I missed I missed some stuff here. Let's see. I will check out those skis, Rich. Yeah. Wilson White Owl. Yeah. These are for the EC 1500. Okay. They come with the skis for the airplane. So if you guys get an EC 1500 cargo plane, the E-flite, skis come with the airplane. So that's one good plane you can fly off of snow. But again, the FMS Kingfisher, awesome plane. Comes with the skis. Check it out. Let me know. You can get them, I think, through Horizon or FMS Model through my link and all that. So appreciate that, guys. Let's see. There's more questions here. Let's see. Still have the FMS 1700mm red tail just after you showed it about 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, I still have mine. I still take it to events and stuff. I'm hoping they retool that. I'd love to see that. Even if they don't make it a red tail, I'd like to see that plane retooled, brought up to the Corsair and the Tiger Cat standards, with ball links and submerged style hinges and all that stuff. So let's see. Dana's RC, snow coming in Colorado Sunday. Hope it puts out some fires. Yeah. Let's see. If you ever had a gear, you already said that. Let's see. Yeah, if you ever had a gear up landing, that's what flying off snow is like. Okay. FMS has a brand new review on their YouTube channel put up today, Mike. I think you're referring to the Reflex version 2. Yeah, they do. They put that up there, and that really kind of outlines it. So yeah, check that out too. I heard that was there. Yeah, I saw that. Rich sent you some pics on Facebook of the P47. Okay. Yeah, I'll check that out on my phone too. Let me look at something. Mike Bird says Sandbox as my OMP hobby V2 helicopter. Where do you get 10S P47? Dana's RC. That's what I was asking. See you next time. Robert Vanderwall probably has to go. That's cool. Got it from Hobby Shop Used. Okay, so somebody's a 10-cell P47 Thunderbolt. It's already a Thunderbolt, man. 10 cells. It's going to go to plaid. Let's see. Nice gem. Congratulations. Thanks, Rich, for the great info. That's Wilson White Owl. Let me grab my phone real quick. It's right over here. I'm just going to step in front of the camera for a second. Sorry, guys. See what we got. Let's see if I got some stuff coming in here. Let's see. Facebook. Who sent me this thing? Let's see. Oh, Vanderwiles. Oh, here it is. Yeah, he sent a picture to me. All right, cool. There it is right there. Okay. Yeah, there's the 10-cell P47 technology. It's amazing, isn't it? I got it. Cool. All right, let's see. Thanks, Rich, for the great info. Wilson went out. Let's see. Dana's RC, YouTube Star Max 1600mm P47. Lots of videos. I should have this one up next week. Yeah, very cool. If you guys want a killer P47, especially a Razorback, the FMS 1500mm running on 6-cell. I think that's one of the nicest foam P47s made. That's of the new generation stuff, too. Right around that time, they put out the FMS 1500mm A10, P40 Flying Tiger, that P47 Thunderbolt, the new FMS F7F Tiger Cat, and then now we've got the Corsair. So they're kind of redoing little Warbirds one at a time. I'm hoping they're going to do some of the bigger ones. And yeah, so all right, let's see what we got here, guys. We may end up closing out. 49 guys still here. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Victor RC Jet, sorry, I've been rather busy. That's okay, Victor. We appreciate you coming. Just check it out on the rerun. It'll be up on the website here on the YouTube channel for you guys, for you to watch, and you can watch through the whole thing. I went into a lot of detail setting this thing up, so you know there's some good info here for you guys to check out. Mike Bird says, please don't forget to hit the like button. Help Rich out. Yeah, hit the like. I haven't even said it once during this whole thing. Yeah, if you guys share my videos, if you guys want to support the channel as best you can, share our videos around. Just tell your friends, Facebook, whatever, post our videos everywhere. Just, you know, propagate all our videos out. The more sites see it, the more people that see it, send them to your friends. And then hopefully people will like the channel. They'll subscribe. That's really helps us out to subscribe. And then, you know, hit our notification bell, which is in the lower kind of right-hand corner below all our videos. That notification bell just tells you when we put up a video like this, it'll chime on your phone and say, hey, Rich has a new video up, and just let you know. So if you guys help us send all that out, that's all free to you guys, and it really supports us, helps us out. We're doing daily posts on Instagram also, so check us out there. We're trying to put as much, every time I'm in the shop working on something, I'll take a picture, or I'll take several pictures. Hey, I'm making a new battery floor or something. We'll try to put that right up on Facebook, like right away on Instagram. We're doing Twitter a little bit, but Instagram more so. And we're doing that daily. So yeah, so check it out. Follow us on Instagram. If you guys want to help us out too, follow us on Instagram. The more followers we have, it really helps out. Couple things. The last event that we went to, the Triple Creek Watt Fest, awesome show down there in Baum, Florida. Those guys, what I was able to do for them, thanks to you guys coming to the show or watching my videos and liking, subscribing, sharing, hitting the bell, all that kind of stuff, is that I was able to bring them a brand new FMS MOA glider for the raffle to give away. The guys at Horizon Hobby were so awesome. They gave me a brand new Twin Otter on floats, which I've done a bunch of videos of, as another raffle for everybody. And they gave me 4 RealFlight simulator 9.5, brand new ones, 4 simulator versions with the wireless dongle. So Horizon's been awesome, man, supporting all the events I go to, shows like this. And we're going to have a 20,000 subscriber giveaway here coming up soon with some free giveaways from everybody too. So by you guys doing that, it helps us to do all that stuff. Also, when you guys support our channel, we're actually giving money to the events I go to. When I go to events to demo airplanes, I bring a lot of stuff for everybody to see. And because you guys are supporting our channel, people are watching, liking, subscribing, all that, I'm actually giving cash money to events just to give back to RC, because, man, I tell you, if you're going to donate somewhere, I know where it's going if I'm giving it to an RC field. So please support the channel. We're giving more stuff away, again, cash, and we're giving airplanes away at events. And that's all thanks to you guys watching. It's special thanks to, again, FMS Models for giving us that stuff. Special thanks to Horizon Hobby, giving us all the nice stuff for everybody, and mostly to you guys for supporting all of it. So it really is kind of good. Each event I go to, I'm always trying to bring some things for everybody. So Mike Bird, thanks for the support there. Wilson White Owl says, how's the Tiger Cat to fly, Rich? I have like 10 videos on my channel of it, and check it out. It's the nicest airplane. Like I said, to me, I always tell everybody, they know me, it's the finest foam warbird made. It handles beautifully, very easy to fly, big dihedral, smooth airplane. Very fast model, probably in real speed. If you clocked it, it probably would do like 70 miles an hour, 80 miles an hour. So it's good speed. It's not lightning bolt fast, but it has power. You can take off with a 5-foot roll, point the nose straight up, throw the gear and flaps up. It'll climb vertically out. It has that much power. You can just stand it on its tail and go. So, but it's very docile. Nice wide landing gear, nice tricycle landing gear, so you're not dealing with tail dragger, P-factor torque, gyroscopic slipstream precession, all that kind of stuff. You just got an awesome airplane to fly. It's a twin. It's cool. And for those of you guys that don't know about the Tiger Cat, which I tell a lot of people, just historical reference-wise, the F7F Tiger Cat was originally named the Tomcat. If you guys didn't know that, it was given the name Tomcat by its creators or whoever, I think by Grumman or something, and it was sent to the War Department and it was rejected because it was kind of a suggestive name. If you look up the name Tomcat, you'll read what that is. So they didn't like that, so they didn't approve it. And then Tiger Cat was the second name. So the F7F was actually the original Tomcat. That's what it was supposed to be because it was an air superiority fighter. It was thought that anything it would go up against it would just destroy because it had 4 50 calibers and 4 20mm cannons in it, and it was a fighter. It was not a bomber. So, but came in late at the end of the war, didn't see action, that kind of thing. So, but looks like Smooth Flyer. Let's see. That's the RC Pilot's log. Hey, he showed up. I know you tagged me in them all. Ha ha ha. Let's see. Milan Polanski showed up. He put a symbol there. I don't know what that is. Lee Davidson's hangar, Twin Otter is awesome. Snow plane on the floats. Okay, so you can use, Lee Davidson's hangar says he's using the Otter with floats, just taking off and landing on snow. So, yeah, man, you can do that too. Dana's RC, also, Rich, if your subscribers hit the bell, they'll be notified when you go live. Yes, thank you very much. Here, I can put, oh, okay, thank you. Yeah, let me show that. Oh, there's a feature there. There we go. Yeah, Dana's RC says, also, Rich, if your subscribers hit the bell, they will be notified when we go live. Okay, so that's another reason to do that. I've only done a few streams, guys. Now I've done probably about 8, 9 streams. This one was a little less of an official one, but I just wanted to do a pre-flight. I'm going to try and do that from now on, guys, is do a full unbox, assembly, setup of the airplane, and then do a second live video later where I do kind of like a pre-flight. Because after I do that and show you guys everything, I got to get in and kind of look at it a little closer because you miss some stuff when you're doing that. And then I can get into some specifics, and then we're just going to go fly it. So, and we'll give you all those videos. Let's see. We need more people like you in this hobby. TT, thank you for coming. Thanks for commenting about that. Coolly, I may check it out. Thanks. Nice checking it out after this. Nice, we'll check it out. Wilson Whiteowl says he'll check it out after this, probably one of my videos. Let's see. You should upload your YouTube videos to IGTV. I don't know what it sounds familiar. What is IGTV? Yeah, maybe I will. I'll take a look at it. IGTV. I'll make a note of that here. All right, let's see. We've had 1,096 playbacks, and we still got 50 guys here. So nice pre-flight unboxing and builds are great. Yeah, all these associated videos. Like I said, if you guys hadn't seen it, we did a full unbox, assembly, and setup of this airplane. So check it out on the channel. It's done very well. A lot of guys are into it. Again, I'm trying to show you guys the best detail I can. Let's see. Nice pre-flight. What time is it? 2:08. Okay, we're still good. Pilots, the RC Pilots Lounge Instagram. I'm not sure what that means. Yeah, check out my Instagram page. Joseph Youngblood, hey Rich, got my FMS airplane stand and really nice piece of gear, isn't it though? I mean, it's pretty awesome. I mean, it's a nice thing. One thing, actually, since you mentioned that, I'm going to throw a tip out here at you that you're probably only going to get from RCINFORMER. My cat is down here bothering me. All right, Jake, come on, buddy. Let me grab this thing real quick. I'm going to see if I can show you guys something on this deal real quick. This is the FMS stand. Again, the best stand around. I think I got the links to in my description of my video for these stands too. I'm making that a standard thing. That the stuff that I use. I'm trying to make it. Let me see. Make sure I don't screw this up. I think I'm doing this right. I hope. Let me not mess this up though. Let me unscrew this thing. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. I'm doing this right. I think I have the links, guys, to the description in the description of my video for these stands. FMS has these in not only the red color here, but they've got them. They got them in silver and gold. But it's the best stand. It's nicely padded. It screws together nice. But here's a tip: you're probably not going to see this anywhere else. So watch this closely. Very important on this deal. It has a very nice ratchet mechanism here. Okay, but when you first get yours, it's not a bad idea to unscrew this thing. I don't know why I thought of this suddenly. I appreciate using my link to get it, by the way, there. You want to take this thing off, and very carefully, when you take this apart, you want to make sure that these two screws, you tighten these things, okay? Just make sure they're snug, okay? Don't unscrew them. Let me repeat that. Don't unscrew them, because the last time I checked, and then there's two on this side too, okay? Right here. The last time I checked, I had somebody have one of these back out on them. And there's, from what I was told, and I don't know if this is true, but my understanding is there's a nut on the other side, and the nut went rolling down here. And how the heck do you get that on there? I thought it would be something tapped in there, but I guess there's a nut back there. So if that happens, I don't know how the heck you get a nut. It's a D-shaped tube if you're going to look at it. I don't know if I can kind of get that at the camera. It's a D-shaped tube, so it's flat on one side and it's curved here. So if you lose that, if one of these gets unscrewed and that nut falls out, I have no idea on earthly how the heck you're going to get that back in there. So when you get this, make sure you tighten all four of these down. Two on this side, two on this side, and you'll be good to go. So anyway, safety tip there from RCINFORMER there. Yeah, you don't want to lose those things. But this thing is beautiful. It has such the nicest ratchet mechanism in there. You can see how those teeth come apart and they go together. And it's designed specifically to, collapse like this. So it folds together really nice. And then when you loosen it, it's just a beautiful piece of hardware. I think they're about $60, but it's the best stand. You can compact it like this to take it with you. And then, you kind of open it up and you set the angle that you want, to stand this up. And then you tighten it. So best stand in the business, period. I use this everywhere. Easy to transport. You can use it indoors. You can use it outdoors, and all that. So hopefully that will help you out. Little safety tip that if you lose that, you're toast, basically. So, but anyway, hope that helps out. Oh, Instagram TV is what he's saying. Yeah, Joseph Youngblood. Yeah, thanks for getting the stand and using my link. I appreciate that, definitely. Sergio Morales, are you still in Orlando area? Yes, I am. I'm still here, and it's still raining outside. So as soon as it stops raining, hopefully for tomorrow, we'll get out there and fly the Corsair and the CJ-6 here. So can't wait to see the flight video of the new Corsair. Yeah, me too. RC Pods log, no, laugh out loud. Upload your YouTube videos to Instagram TV. I see what you're saying. Okay, I'll check it out. We'll take a look at that. Mike Bird says it's heavy. Yeah. Let's see. Joseph Youngplum, good tip. An ounce of prevention, yeah, is worth a pound of cure. Yeah, so just tighten those up. Don't take them out. Don't take those screws out. I don't know if they've changed it. Maybe they've tapped them now since they learned, but I don't even know how they got the nut through that tube to attach that. I mean, they're made in China. It's like a Chinese fire drill thing. How the hell they got that nut in there? I have no idea. Let's see. Dana's RC, what happened to your affiliation with LX models? Nothing really. Do they not send you planes anymore, or are you not making new planes review? No, I've done a few videos for them. I did a lot of videos, actually, the LX stuff. I did them through Banana Hobby and stuff. And then there was a time when I was doing the T50, and they had, what had happened was I think I had a crash with it, or I think I dinged it up, and they sent me some parts for it or something. But they were sent so late, and I had so many other things going on. Like I never got around to just doing the repairs I had to do. It wasn't totaled or anything, but I had to fix some things, and I just hadn't worked with them in a while. But I may start up with them again. I may contact them. I was thinking about doing the YF23 again. I still have mine, but I'd love to get apparently there's a version 2 with better fans in it now. So, and maybe I'll talk with them about that. $55 included free shipping. Okay, from Pontiac F. Okay, not sure where that was, but Douglas Neft, NEFDT. I think I said that right, Neft. Rich, what do you recommend as a replacement linkages and clevises for the FMS 1700mm Mustang from 4 to 5 years ago? Hard to say. Honestly, the old linkages and clevises and stuff were good. there was nothing wrong with them. So, I mean, if you replace it with the same ones, I mean, if there's something wrong with the ones you have, but I've always had all my Corsair that I flew in 2018, 2019, my FMS, I still have the old linkages on them. They work great. So if you got to replace one or two, just replace it with the same one if you can. But honestly, any linkage that'll fit is fine. But I mean, the original ones were good. It's just ball links are a little nicer. They're a little cleaner. That's all. I don't know if you want to change all those, but you could, I guess. Let's see. Rich, let's see. Left fellow Rich, it's going to snow there. Yeah, it's not going to snow here. Yeah. How are you liking the new NX transmitter? I like it, guys. I just haven't used it yet. I just got it, and I'm going to show it off to you. And in fact, it's pretty cool because I love the display. You press this button and hold it to turn it on, and you can kind of see it coming on there. Let me get in front of the camera. It's pretty sharp. It's very visible. Very nice. The NX6, there's an NX8, and there's an NX10. I'm dying to get the 10 because I need the channels. And apparently, here's another thing to note about the NX6. The NX6 actually has a 7th channel to it. That's kind of critical because if you guys want to buy any of the bind and fly airplanes that are 6 channel, 6 to 7 channel, it's set up with a 7th channel apparently, so you can assign the AS3X to it. So it's not really, it's a 6, but it's really a 7 because it gives you that function. It has a really nice folding, actually all of them do. All the NX series have a folding antenna, so you can kind of transport it a little easier, which is kind of cool. And it's got the nice jaw controller we're used to, and telemetry, and it has wireless. It's got Wi-Fi. So I always tell everybody when it comes to radios, as nice as this is, I mean, if that's what you can afford, get it. It's a nice, NX is going to probably take over. I think it's replacing everything, all the NX series. I always tell everybody, buy as much, if you're going to stay in RC, buy as much radio as you can. In other words, if you get a 6 channel and you're like, well, later I'll get something bigger. And if you really can't afford it, if you can just afford something like that, get it. You have to. But if you can afford an 8 or you can afford a 10, buy as much radio as you can, because these things all have 256 whatever model memories to them. So you'll use it for a long time. My DX9, for example, I don't know how many model memories. I think I'm up to 50 something, but I have more planes than that actually, because I have them on other radios too. But I don't really need much more than this, except for maybe one channel. I'd love to have just one more channel on one of these things, on these. But if I could get a 10 or a 12, again, get as much as you can. But you'll go a long way with the NX6 mostly because, and here's why I can really boast this now. Initially, I was like, it's 6 channels, but all the AS3X stuff, needs a 7th to assign the switch. Well, they thought of that with this. They said, let's give it a 7th channel, even though we call it an NX6, because it'll work with all the bind and fly stuff. So that's really all you need. What I don't like is it doesn't have a steering knob, but then again, with AS3X, you don't really need it because your rudder and your nose wheel steering, they're hardwired together, and that provides you steering control through stabilization or steering dampening or stabilization. So it's kind of nice. You don't need it. The switches are all same high quality. Gimbals are all very nice. So yeah, and I'll do a little more of a thorough review specifically on this. We'll talk about it and the NX series altogether. So anyway, we'll go into all that. Don't worry about that. Let's see, what do we got? Rich, it's gonna say, oh yeah, here we go. How are you like? What Tiger Cat is about to jump? That Tiger Cat is about to jump into my online shopping cart. Damn you, laugh my ass off. Yeah, Dale RB Senior. Yeah. If you get one, like I said, please use my link through Horizon if you can, or even Hobby Zone, I think, sells it, or wherever you like to get it. If you use my link, it supports us. But you will not go wrong with the FMS Tiger Cat. If I was going to say, if I had anything negative to say about it, which is really not so much a negative, it can be, but it's big. It's kind of big. I mean, it's 1,700 millimeters. So, to transport it, the wings come off nicely. It's got the wireless wing connectors, but it's a little cumbersome taking the wings, sliding them off. And there's only 4 screws to do it, and then you plug in your ESC lines and all that. But that's pretty common for larger planes. You have to take the wings off. You can't transport them all full. But other than that, it's the ultimate warbird. In fact, in the real world, World War II, it was 30 knots faster than a P-38 Lightning, so it was quicker. It's just that it didn't see action during the war. It came in kind of late, but yeah, the Tiger Cat, like I said, of all my airplanes, if I had to get rid of all of them and keep one, it would be the FMS Tiger Cat. So it's just awesome. Let's see. Where are we in the? There's a lot of people asking questions here. Let's see. Tiger Cat's been, yeah, man. If the Tiger Cat jumps into your cart, yeah, I appreciate it. Let's see. I'm thinking of getting that NX10. How are you liking it? Again, I really hadn't used it much, but it's going to replace everything. I wish I had a 10. I'd love to do the 10 here too. So, but it's again, it seems real nice. It's got really nice rubber grips. Even this is the 6 too. As you get 8 and 10, it gets even better. The 10 has a knob, I think, and more switches. And yeah, it's got a wireless. The 10, I know, has a wireless connector here. So instead of a micro USB, it actually has something that plugs in there, I guess, and then it has a magnetic charger, which is nice. I wouldn't want to keep plugging in and out too much because you know how these USB charger ports, they wear out over time. But it's got a magnetic one, I think, on the 10. So yeah, but it's very nice. Gimbals are cool. I really like the folding antenna. The antenna is always a pain in the butt on radios, you know. So the fact that you can fold it in the NX series, all of them, and just tuck it away without it. It's just get easier to transport this in a case. So very cool that they did that. I do like that. Same nice bind switch. Battery, I'm not sure exactly what battery. It's a 3.7 transmitter pack in the back. So super nice, yeah. And then this is for, I'm trying to remember what that was for. It slipped my mind. But it's got a nice bright display. It uses mini SDs in the bottom. So real cool. Yeah, I'm digging it. And I'll get this out there. We'll start putting this. This is what we're going to start putting on our AS3X airplane or bind and fly planes, because that's what it was really meant for, is to do that. You don't need anything else with that. That's as simple as you need to get with the bind and fly. So yeah, it's good. Let's see. Let's see. Have you heard anything about first shipments of the V1200? No, I'm surprised that hadn't shipped yet. I'm sure that container's got to be coming. So that is one lightning fast model. They killed it with that thing. It's so quick. It's nice when you can have a prop plane that's what is it, $370 or something, or whatever it is, and you can outrun most jets with it. It's just a lot of bang for the buck, that V1200. It is scorching fast. It's so cool, and it's nice to take off and land with it. It's just an awesome model, and it's not. It has the capability of not being just a pure ludicrous speed airplane. You can slow it down so you can land it nicely. It's not, you know, some of these belly landers, you know, and hand launchers, you know, you're taking off with them, and then it's like a Hail Mary when you're landing it. You know what I mean? Some of these speed planes, hotliners, whatever they're, I mean, they're pure speed, but you know, landing them, again, it's a Hail Mary. Not with the V1200. I mean, you can land it decently. It's got landing gear for it. A little tricky, but you know, hey man, that's what all that pilot stuff is for, man, is to do all that kind of stuff. Is to, it feels like you've accomplished something landing it, even though it's not really that hard. Let's see. FMS 1700 millimeter Mustang. TT says FMS 1700 millimeter Mustang, or the E-flite 1500 millimeter Mustang. Which do you think is the better plane? It's a little bit of a catch-22. It's a little toss-up there. The 1700 millimeter Mustang is totally awesome because it's huge, the FMS version. I love the big size of it. It's awesome, but it's a little older technology. They haven't updated it yet like they did with the Corsair. It runs on 6-cell, beautiful flying airplane. It's a red tail paint job. It's awesome, but it's a little older technology. That plane, I think, is 6. No, I take that back. It's probably like 8 to 10 years old. They've updated it. They've changed a few things and improved it over the years, but they haven't done a full retooling of it like they did with the Corsair. The 1500, still 6-cell powered. It's a little smaller. Okay, it's got the detachable wings, the wing panels that come off, but it's much more modernized. Same great landing gear like the FMS has. Retractable tail wheel, doors for the tail and the main, and you can put up to even a 7,000 pack and fly this all day. This is faster. If you want a faster airplane, this one is quicker, definitely. It is high speed, man, but it slows down nicely and lands well. I'll get that video out again. I got to get it edited. I just have so many things kind of show up, and then I got to do those. It's got the drop tanks and all that. You'll have this flying in no time. I'd say pound for pound, because of it's more, a little more modern, I'd say this is the way to go. Okay, it's just not as big as the FMS, and so either way you go, you're not going to go wrong. They're both awesome airplanes, but this one's newer, and I think it's faster. The FMS plane flies probably a little bit more scale. You know, it's a little more of a scale flyer, and it flies smoothly. But either one you get, you'll be good. And I think they got them both at Horizon too, if I'm not mistaken. I think they're both there. Rich, will this new CJ-6 V2 include the Reflex V2 when purchased from Horizon Hobby? You will have to ask them that question. I really don't know. Like I said, when I got this the other day and I opened it up, I was like, oh, there's a stabilizer in it. I didn't know. I didn't even know FMS was making the stabilizer. So I would say contact Horizon Hobby before you order one and say, does it have that reflex in it? They may not even know. They may have to go open one in the box and go, oh yeah, it is in there. I don't know. But check it out, ask them. And then if you do get one, if you order it through my link, that kind of supports me. If you just order it with them, then we don't get anything for it. And that's okay. I mean, just get it how you need to get it, though. Let's see what we got. Lived in Lake Mary from Sergio says, lived in Lake Mary from 2009 to 2016 and used to fly in the Orlando field where you flew. I remember the cattle there. Oh, really? Okay, 2009 through 2016. Yes, that was the Orca field, the Orlando radio-controlled aircraft associate Orca. Yeah, that was the greatest field. Well, unfortunately, there's just a bunch of houses there now. They steamrolled over that, and there's just houses there. So, yeah, I've immortalized that field in some of my videos, especially the P-51 Mustang video. We did a lot of videos there. So that whole field, you can always be able to, it's captured in time on my videos. The historical documents in my videos, it's all there. Yeah, and we flew over the cattle. There's lots of pictures of the cattle over there. I love that field. It was so awesome. Our field, our runway there, our grass runway, was 800 feet long. It was awesome. We had a fence on either side of it. You just had to clear the fence because you had to keep the cows out of there. But with 800 foot field, it wasn't hard to miss the fence. So not a big deal. Even though, well, I never hit it, but I've seen people hit it. So let's see. Hey, Rich, do you think the ASW17 is better than the Big Fox glider? Cheers from Southeast UK, Kent Country. That's Stuart Keeble. Yes, as far as a glider goes, the ASW17, if you want a plane for extended gliding, huge glide ratio, ease of assembly. They both assemble easy, but the ASW17 is more of a traditional glider that glides better. Definitely glides better than the Fox 3000. The Fox 3000 is, again, not as good of a glider, but it's a nice sport aerobatic glider. It will glide, just not as nice. So that's kind of where I leave it with that. They both assemble together really well. You won't go wrong with either one. But if you want a thermal and get up there and kind of keep it up there for a while and sit in your lounge chair and just watch it up there, the ASW17 is your glider. That thing is awesome. So the only complaint, if I had any at all, about that ASW17 is that it literally is all white. The paint job, it's all just white foam. It's super rigid, nice finish. But if you're going to take it up really, really high, especially, and just glide it for long periods of time, you got to put some kind of color on it. And if you watch my video, I think I talk about that in there. We put some blue stripes under the wings, you know, longitudinally with the fuselage, even on the tail. And then on the top side, I put two like neon. It was just sticker trim. You can paint it, but put some kind of marking, especially on the underside, because the top side has writing on the wings, so you can kind of have some reference. The bottom of the plane is just white. So if you take it way up high, you could like look around and go, oh my God, it's gone. Where? And it could just fly off and you'll never see it again. So put something on it to mark it, especially if you're going to take it up high. That's all. Victor was driving home for lunch. Stuart Kimball said, you think? Oh, I already said that. I already looked at that. I just love the Wi-Fi on the NX models. Makes life so much easier. Yeah, because you can register it apparently with the NX, like Wi-Fi. So, and I still have to do that. I just literally pulled it out of the box. So, Let's see, my phone is ringing. Let's see, let me dismiss that. I don't need that. Let's see, what do we got? Kanaya Doobie said, sorry, bro. Debbie says, sorry, bro. My mistake. I'm not sure who said that or what that was about. Let's see, Danis RC. I'm still drooling for a 1700 millimeter BF109. Yeah, I'd love to see that. Not the E4, but the K4 is more streamlined like a bullet. But if FMS wants to do both, that would be cool. Yeah. Yeah, when they make a model like that, they really have to decide, like with the geez, what do you call it? With the, like, who's going to buy it? They have to determine the kind of the geography. They have to do a study kind of and look and see, do they think they're going to sell enough of them that it's worth for them to make it? So demographics, that's the word I was looking for. See, are they going to sell enough of them? So if they're not going to sell enough of them, it's like to make a big plane like that, you know, you're talking $60,000, $80,000, $100,000 just for the design and tooling costs and all that. And then you're upwards into the multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars to do a production run, 500 or 1,000 models or however many. So they've got to determine if enough people are going to have interest in it in order to do that. It's just all model companies. You just got to picture yourself, hey, if I was going to produce a product, I want people to buy it. Am I going to be able to sell enough of them? And if I invest in it, am I going to get a return on that and at least pay for it? Plus, obviously, you got to profit a little from something if you're going into business. Mike Burke says, hey, Rich, can you and do you ever fly helicopters, sir? Yes. In fact, when I was 13 years old, I started with helicopters. I flew RC helicopters before I flew model airplanes. And I got into airplanes later when I got into college. So I flew a couple of them when I was like 10 or 11 or something, but just a little bit of stick time in it. That's it. And then I got into helicopters full time. I competed with helicopters when I was 13, 14, 15 through 18, 20, somewhere there. And then I kind of got out of it because I just couldn't afford it anymore. It was so expensive to get it. And then I got into airplanes. I got into airplanes around college, and then airplanes just stuck with me. I still fly helicopters from time to time. Sometimes I got friends like, hey, Rich, fly this. Like, okay, and I'll pick up the helicopter and I'll get it into a hover, and then I'll start flying it around a little bit, and then it just comes back. So, but I flew helicopters pretty aggressively when I was younger. It was a lot of fun. Never did 3D though. I never did 3D. I never got into the all that kind of stuff. I just never got into that. That happened when I was out of the hobby, and when I came back to the hobby, someone said, oh, you should see 3D helicopters. I'm like, what is 3D? And then when I saw it, I was like, oh, wow, okay, that's crazy. You know, it's cool to see, but it's not something I have gotten into. So, anyway, all right, we got 65 viewers, guys. I think that's like the most viewers in this video towards the end of it anyway. So, all right, guys, if you got some more questions, feel free to throw them out there. Otherwise, we're probably going to get ready to sign off. Great audience today, guys. I appreciate it. We did a lot. I didn't really want to go too crazy, but most of this was just talking about, you know, the CJ-6 and some discussion type stuff. So anyway, guys, I really appreciate y'all coming. We'll go live again here soon. I'll post it when we decide which one we're going to do next. I got that one event to go to once again at Osceola. So again, if you guys are just tuning in, I'll throw that up there one more time. Well, I think we're going to be there, not tomorrow, is it Saturday? So it's more of a swap meet. So I'll probably bring a couple planes to fly, but I might bring some stuff to swap and sell too, because I got a lot of stuff I gotta kind of get rid of. I have just too much stuff. I'd love to keep all of it, but you know, sometimes the house gets a little bit too full of stuff. So I think y'all know who that is. So how that is. So anyway, let me see if are you guys sending anything? I'm not really getting a message from anybody. I'm just going to send it. Okay, somebody just said something. Okay, let's see. Les Burnham says, thanks for the good show. RC Captain Mike Keller, V1200 shipping soon. Yes, I don't really know the date, but it ought to be coming out now soon. I'm surprised you guys haven't got them yet. But yeah, it seems like it's top secret or something. But hey, man, you know, it's good. If you guys haven't gotten one and you're waiting for them to show up, my recommendation is not a sales pitch, but it's just get it if you can, because most of the shipping containers that are coming in with all these model companies, generally speaking, they're about 2/3 spoken for before they show in stock. And when they go in stock, people go, oh, they're in stock, I'm going to get one. They get them, and boom, they're all sold out already. So it's a good idea. The best thing about Horizon Hobby is that I'm pretty sure they don't charge your credit card until it's shipped. So it's kind of nice. So if you want one, put in the order for it, whatever it is, and get it, because we're not having direct ship. Everything's coming by container, of course. So and if you don't get it in this container that's showing up next, whatever that container is, you got to wait for the next one, and it's like a month because of all this COVID stuff. So, yeah, if you want to put in the order. If you change your mind midstream and they haven't showed up, I think you can cancel the order. I'm pretty sure, and they don't charge your card or anything. So, but if you want it, put in the order for it. So, let's see. All right, how far are we into this thing? We are into this average watch time. How long have we gone? I can't even see it. Is there a timer on this thing? Okay, we're a minute and 30 something, I think. So, or an hour and 30, I should say. What am I looking at? A minute and 30. So, oh wait, there's some more stuff coming in. If I use the Horizon link for a particular plane below, but pick another plane there, will you still get credit? Yes, actually, we should. That's how it's supposed to work. So yeah, if you just click on my Horizon link and it takes you to Horizon Hobby, yeah, and then but you don't buy that plane. You just continue to shop and get anything through there, servos, planes, whatever. Yeah, we get credit for it. We're supposed to. So, and if you're not sure, the way that you can see that is that if you look. When you look in the address bar at the top, where it says HTTP, all that kind of stuff, it's usually long and goes off the screen. If you go to the end of that, if you just scroll to the end real quick, you should see in that address bar somewhere, you should see where it says RCINFORMER. It'll say RCINFORMER LLC affiliate campaign or something like that. And that's how you can tell for sure that it has like my ID or whatever attached to it. So, and that's a way. If you're not 100% sure, just message me direct whenever you want it, and I can send you. Actually, I can send you a link at any time directly for that item if you're really not sure, so you guys can get it. So that way. So, but yeah, no, I appreciate it. Let's see, what do we have here? I've been flying the new HK Hawker Hurricane, and it's a fun little plane. You should check it out, Rich. Yeah, that's a neat little model. I saw that, and it looks pretty cool. I think I saw it on the Petrensic Brothers site, whatever, the Savlinian Brothers there. I think they had it on their thing promoting it. Let's see, Captain Mike Keller. I ordered mine the day it was released at 7:30 a.m. Okay. And that was the V1200, I guess. Okay, cool. Thanks, Rich, for the show. Nice job. All your info with all the planes you show. Keep up the great work you do for us, and see you on the next one. Wilson White Owl. Hey, thank you very much for coming. Thank you for coming here and checking everything out, watching all my videos. I appreciate it. Sure hope I'm in the first batch. Yeah, Mike Keller, if you ordered it in the first batch, I'm sure it's coming. I'm sure you'll get it right away. There's a lot of delays on these containers, folks. Unfortunately, when they get here, they ship them out just as soon as they can. And if you, like I said, if you don't get it on that, it's the next container. You got to wait for whatever the next one is. Sometimes it's a week out. Sometimes it's a month or two out. So it's unfortunate, but that's just what it is. The fastest way to get things here from China right now, unfortunately, is the slow boat from China. So that's just where it is. So keep up the great work. Yeah. See you on the next one. Wilson, thank you very much for coming. Sure hope I'm in the first batch. All right, guys, I think we're going to close it up once again. Appreciate you guys coming. Again, please like and subscribe, share the videos, all that kind of stuff. I appreciate you guys coming, and I'm going to go ahead and close it out. You guys are awesome. We will see you guys next time. Just stay tuned. I'll throw up another, live chat thing when I'm getting ready to do it, and I appreciate you guys coming. And as always, guys, we'll see y'all next time.